All right. Hello, everyone. I do believe we are live. Uh, we are late today due to some technical issues. We've got some new hardware that needed some new software, which is also why I'm coming to you from this plush couch rather than my desk because trying to make things work. I'm going to make sure we actually look like we're live. But who knows? I don't see us yet. If someone, um, oh, something went live, but I can't jump onto it for some reason. Well, anyway, I'll just keep talking. Welcome to Out of the Light. This is week 3 of this new campaign we've been doing. So for Out of the Light, what we're doing is we have 2 separate groups. We are live. Lovely. Can someone text the group to let them know they're live? Because I bet a couple people that usually watch aren't aware. So if Eric, if you can just text the group for us, cool.
I
Thanks.
posted in the group. I posted in the Discord already,
Okay, awesome.
saying that we're live.
Nice. All right, yeah. So, out of the light, we have 2 separate groups. This is group 1, our Monday group. We also have. Oh, cool. Cool, guys. Thanks for logging on. Our most dedicated fans already on chat. I see you guys there. Um, I'm gonna try to not be too comfy while I'm chilling on this couch and dungeon mastering. But you know, if I'm just sitting back with my eyes closed, you know, these guys are experienced players and they'll entertain you all completely. Do one of you guys want to recap for me, or
I I think Dokai should recap this week.
It's all right.
Dokai?
I'll pass. I'll pass.
You'll pass. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it. So,
Okay.
yeah. So, this group of acquaintances, you know, definitely just started out as acquaintances in the city of Gujar, were thrown in jail. For, you know, I thought I had my notes in front of me. It's not. It was my notes from this past Thursday. What were you guys thrown in jail for? I mean, I know why, but why were you told you were thrown in jail?
Sex trafficking.
Sex trap. Right. Okay, that was right. Supposedly for kidnapping and sex trafficking, and all of the above. Although that seems a bit dubious. And then you were thrown into the prisons of Gujar, nigh on inescapable prisons that you were originally thrown in a holding cell. Then you were transported via carriage deep into the mountain cliffs, right? I wouldn't say under the mountain. You weren't going down. You were going rather level, but into the kind of rocky cliffs that kind of half moons surround the city. And in there, you had a couple companions. One seemed to run away. You found another one that you fed a lot of mayonnaise to. And then you happened upon. Mike, I couldn't hear you.
No, I think I had my mic muted. Don't worry about me.
Oh, okay, all right.
I was making a wise crack. It's fine. It's lost in the ether now.
Karakin wise. And you came upon this one chamber with a hole in the ceiling. The next morning, after your first day there, you saw what appeared to be some wooden crates. Lower down through that, some kind of buff, well-kept men, at least the most well-kept you've seen down here, took the crates off in some kind of like makeshift trolleys, and then a big group of people followed them. a few people jumped onto the lift as it was brought back up through the hole, though not so many. And that is where you found yourselves this day. So at this point, you've just watched kind of like that group, the group of people that were around following at quite a distance these crates as they are moving, being pushed by some people. Oh, I'm hardwired, Tony. I don't know if you're asking me uh, about the stream or you're just trying to be dirty, but either way, I'm hardwired. Sorry, that was chat. But you guys, you're up. What do you do?
Is this the only way out of here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you asking me? I just got here. Well, I can't say for certain, but I would think that this would be the only way out of here. So,
We cannot possibly take all of these tunnels.
no, we cannot. But we should move because there is a bit of a stench that's going to be forming if we stay right here.
Maybe if we marked each tunnel that we've taken. Somehow, we could trial and error or something.
Alstus, you're from the rocks. What do you think?
How we go say hi to those people? Let's give them a, oh, hello.
Oh
See how
yeah?
they're doing. Yeah, why not? Friendly, right? See what's in those crates or whatever. I don't know.
They did not seem very friendly.
Do I still have Murray?
Well, I don't
with
think
me?
you seem that very friendly either, so, you know.
Fair enough.
Mr.
Murray is
Euphor-
still here.
Who?
Murray is still here.
Murray is still there. Yeah, he he seems like he wants to follow the gaggle of other people and is getting a little nervous as they get further and further away. But he's too scared you're gonna kill him to run off.
All right, Murray. Who are those guys?
That's Blanchette's gang.
Blanchett.
Yeah, he's kind of in charge of this area. Anyway,
How long have you been down here, Murray?
I've been down here. Hold on, Tony, you're messing with my stuff, jumping into this thing. I don't know what you're doing. I've been down here. I don't know. I've slept a lot. I mean, there's no days, you know. It's always dark. I don't know. I don't know how long.
What's the deal with that their elevator?
That's how they bring down food. They drop down the food and then they every so often. I don't know how often, but the Blanchette's gang they seem to know when the food's about to come.
Wow. All right. Why not just take it back up?
Some people do. Those few did, but I don't think it's a good idea. Sometimes when too many people try to take it up, they drop the bodies back down through the hole. I think usually it's only a few, so they just throw them over the rocks or whatever. I don't know.
All right, well, let's go say hello to this Mr. Blanchett then. I think that's the best solution. Let's go make his acquaintance.
Oh, you shouldn't talk to Blanchett.
Why not?
No, usually I find the safest thing to do is to kind of hang in the back of the group. Maybe hope someone drops a little bit of food, or if you see someone with food that maybe isn't strong enough to keep it, you can follow them a while and then take it from them.
And how has that worked out for you?
I mean, I'm still alive.
We just grow our own food down here, I think. Shouldn't be too much of a trouble. Set up a farm, crop rotation, all that. No problem.
You plan on being here for that long?
Well, we're here right now, so may as well make the best of it.
Fair, but a crop rotation? This seems...
Oh yeah, we can compost those food scraps, human waste. Get going, we can get some irrigation going from the waterways. Be good, be a good situation. Don't see no issues at all, actually. Stable temperature. No risk of frost, no soil-borne diseases or pests. No hogs to tear up plants. Should be good. I think I can reason with this Mr. Blanchett.
I suppose a gnome would be very comfortable down here for a long time.
Oh yeah. This is not good cavern. You see that? See that structure? That is some good structure right there. That strata? Can't beat that.
Alstus, I think it's time that we go and meet the power structure of this place.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yep. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Maybe we should find out how this Blanchett knows the deliveries are coming.
No better way than asking directly.
If you guys can actually give me just a sec. Chat is telling me that it's very echoey sounding. I'm going to see if I can fix that super duper quickly. Sorry.
We take over the prison and refuse to leave. It'll be like in Ricky-O.
This is more like Demolition Man. And,
Just free all the prisoners.
The underground people.
We have to make the underground society the envy of the surface world, so they want to come down and join us here.
Exactly.
My new name is the Underminer. I was always below you, but nothing is below me.
All right. Sorry about that, y'all. So you were going to try and
Make get
Underground
a
utopia, basically, yeah.
yes, underground utopia.
Yeah, that's on. We're gonna turn this place around. Real Shitsville over here.
Okay.
I would like an audience with this Mr. Blanchett.
Do you think we can really grow foliage and food down here?
I'm sorry, I have some wax in my ears, sir. I gotta speak up a little bit. I'm trouble hearing what you're saying.
Do you think we can grow foliage and food down here?
Oh yeah, no problem. We got everything we need. No problem at all.
I will trust you, Alstus.
Yeah, maybe go. Well, whatever they're sending down, I assume they're sending some produce down, so we could just take whatever, seeds are in there and plant them. Some kind of combination of not soil and food scraps as a fertilizer base. I can take care of the light problem, and yeah, we go irrigation for whatever underground rivulets are flowing out to the ocean through here, and shouldn't be no issue at all. Mushrooms, carrots, a lot of root vegetables. Good stuff. All good stuff. Well, this serious man. Look at this. Look at him. Look at this man's body. He is racked with malnutrition. He has several vitamin deficiencies. He looks like he has scurvy. It's not a good situation, Maury. You look like shit. Jaundice, don't think.
I've never seen you so excited in my life.
I'm excited about problems, sir. I like fixing things. And this here's
I shall say.
Throwing food down a freaking elevator shaft. What the hell's wrong with these people? All right, let's go see this Blanchett fella.
Okay. You head off. Um, it's rather easy to follow this group. They're kind of smushing themselves together a little bit. Just it's almost as if they're trying to have like the optimal distance um, from Blanchette's men here. Um, and you follow them, and it does twist and turn a bit. It's not as if um, your destination is um, directly next to this chamber. You're going for a while. Again, keeping note. I think our gnome friend is able to keep pretty decent um, track as you're going through. Um, and eventually, you're kind of stopped as this like gaggle of people um, just around the curve of one of the tunnels seem to have stopped, and they seem to be stopped in the entranceway to a certain chamber. However, um, however, yeah, you're kind of behind them as this like grouping of people is right, kind of blocking your path. Try again, Joe. Because as I'm trying to fix the echoiness, now I can't hear anything.
Murray, what does this Blanchette character look like?
Yeah, I can't hear you at all, man. I think it's audio on my end. Sorry, guys. This is me trying to fix things, but in fact, just making it much, much worse. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me still? All right. Well, let me just do this again.
Yeah, whatever you did made it worse somehow.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep the echoiness for today, gentlemen. As I try to fix it. So again, brand new hardware that we are working with. Not like this. I don't know what that means. Yeah. So it's gonna be a little echoey today, guys. I'm not gonna try to fix it again because it's just making it worse.
That's fine.
And
I
messing
mean,
with D&D.
on our end, it doesn't sound echoey at all. Is it on the stream end? Is it picking
It's
up
the
reverb?
stream
Like, is
end.
it-
Yeah.
Well, now
Yep.
I can't hear him at all.
Oh, good. Yeah, you can hear me now? Chat? Chatty chat chat? Alright, you guys can hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's the call. I think it's just the stream that is a bit echoey. So,
This
sorry.
is much better.
Yeah. I mean, I can fix our problem. I was trying to fix the stream problem. But, I'd rather just have us play some Dungeons and Dragons and unfortunately have the stream a little bit echoey, and we'll just try and fix that for next week, guys. Sorry about it.
Okay.
Okay. So to get back where we were, you are stopped kind of in front of this like thick gaggle of people. And on the other end, you can hear voices, but the gaggle of people in front of you are kind of whispering together. So there does seem to be one voice talking louder than the others. You can't really understand what they're saying. So it's up to you if you want to try to push through this crowd.
All right. Coming through. I got businessman coming through. businessman, his associates. We have business down here now that we have arrived on this scene.
And as you're like kind of pushing through, Murray kind of like closely following behind you, looking left and right as he does. You can easily move through these people. They are mostly like Murray, skin and bone. These are the people who are well enough to be traveling and be walking as they go. But definitely, they're with you guys having just gotten in, they're in no position to stand in your way. When you do get towards the front, towards the opening of this chamber, what you see before you seems to be probably what was a chamber very similar to the one you just left, right? This large kind of domed chamber, except that there's no hole in the ceiling. It does appear that at some point, some of the rocks, something had broken apart in there or been poured down it. And there are kind of like precarious pieces of different rock jutting and hitting over the top. And some at some point had fallen through too. And there's kind of like large rocks and rubble around. And sitting on this kind of high collection of rocks that's in some way been positioned to look almost like a throne, right? A throne of rubble, is a figure that is much different than the others you see. He has a rather fine, slightly dirty white tunic and kind of like green breeches underneath him. He has boots that seem in quite good repair, although well worn and used, right? But like not falling apart, where a lot of the people around you are unshod. He also has this large, wide-brimmed hat sticking off his head that is obviously for show and not to keep the non-existent sun off of him. Around him are probably 12, 15 or so people. There are the few gentlemen that you saw in the previous chamber, but there are also some others. All of them rather large and built and imposing, and most with some sort of makeshift weapon on them, right? Like a piece of wood to use as a club. Some of them have like spiked nails sticking out of them. They all seem to be rather improvised weapons. But in this collection, certainly more intimidating than you would have been expecting. And as you kind
How
of
is this area lit?
The area is lit with torches, which obviously they had at some point. Although, as you kind of like look around to double check that, some of them are, an actual torch. A lot of them are, again, pieces of wood with cloth wrapped around them that have been lit. And it's not terribly well lit, right? But plenty of light enough to see, with long shadows being cast through the chamber. And as you guys kind of push your way to the front, the man on his throne of rubble says, "Well, what do we have here? Some newcomers, yes? Step forward, let me see you, yes. What are your names? Please, introduce yourselves, please."
My name is Mr. Euphoria.
Yes, sir, and I'm Alice Jebba, Bob and Operation Nelson Diggs. Please make your acquaintance.
Yes.
Yokai Kien.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And the three of you, what have you brought as offerings?
I have 1.5 gallons of mayonnaise, sir. Delicious on any sandwich, or otherwise useful in dressing a salad, or perhaps a plate of corn. I don't know. What are you? What are
You you must be quite new arrivals then. I have tasted mayonnaise in. Well, yes, yes, certainly. That would be an
Sir, you'll be
acceptable
in heaven.
offering.
I would suggest you get a slice of turkey, maybe some kind of cheese. I'll stick that boy between a couple pieces of bread, and I will make your day.
It's, unfortunately, there's not too much fowl available down here. Although, and he kind of gestures to like the crates that have been stacked there. You also notice kind of thrown behind are obviously what were previous crates, or the remains of them. A lot of them have been broken apart to have the wood used as different things. There are scraps of cloth and rags, maybe burlap that the food was wrapped in. They really seem to be roughing it here and trying to use everything available to them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll step up onto your. What would you like? What are you dining on this fine day, sir?
We have not yet cracked open the crates, but perhaps with the offering you're giving, you can be the first to receive some.
Would you like to sample some of my offering beforehand?
Not right now. I've already eaten today, you see.
Very nice, very good.
I do appreciate it, though. But please, perhaps we will go ahead, open the first one, yes, shall we? And he kind of, and as he's like getting this piece of wood that's kind of been filed down, it's not quite a crowbar, right? It's almost more like a fence post that's been made pointy at the end. He's trying to like break open this crate, and the guy on the throne is kind of like playing it up. He's like, I wonder what it could be. What delicacies do we have for ourselves today? It's cracked open, and they pick it up, and they're like, rations. Well, that's a change. Did you hear that? And he kind of turns to the crowd, a couple of whom are like trying to like appease him, like hoping that they'll get some food from it. But he's like, rations! My goodness, we haven't seen rations since, when was it? Yesterday, folks! Well, this is lovely, lovely, lovely. Yes! Well, I suppose we can work on passing it out. Please, give enough to our friends here. And the three of you and your companion all receive 1 day's worth of rations.
Oh, that's excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now
Murray,
observe. Watch as I fix these rations, and I'm gonna take my water skin and I'm gonna squeeze pouch style
Yeah.
a little mayo on it. Delicious, and with added nutrients.
Yeah. And it's not so great, but you know, a little moisture to that dry ration. It's never bad. Never bad.
I think I'll break it up. Yeah, it won't break your teeth anymore. That's
right,
not bad.
right.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Anyway, so yes, we're happy to be here. I don't suppose there's anything besides the rations in those crates.
Oh, there never is.
Let's see. Well, sir, if you don't mind, I might make an investigation of the surrounding area to see if there's any kind of mosses or funguses that are edible. My people are from, the earth, and I feel pretty comfortable down here. Perhaps I could supplement our nutrition with something else that might be possible in this cavern.
I want you to roll a persuasion check for me. And I'm going to say with advantage. You've already offered the mayonnaise. You've ingratiated yourself.
There we go. Okay. I'm gonna need it, boys.
I am actually not on.
Ooh, that's not great. It's a 7.
A 7.
With advantage.
I'm going to work on pulling up roll 20 and doing the 100 other things I forgot to pull it up. Okay. He says, And what exactly did you do for a living before you came down here? Were you?
I was a bartender.
A bartender.
Tended bar. Yep. Poured out whiskey, for all all the patrons. You might have heard of my employer, Mr. Euphoria.
Soon to
This
be,
was-
doctor.
You're not
Right
doctor,
here,
no,
this is your.
doctor.
I
not
will
doctor.
be. I will be.
But when you say it, it just makes you think, oh, this guy's not a doctor yet. Just be Mr. Euphoria until you're Dr. Euphoria.
All this until such time as I can get my mail forwarded to this hole in the ground.
Maybe they'll throw it down for you.
I sincerely hope so.
You should not lie to people and tell them that you are a doctor.
I am a doctor.
You
Well,
will be a doctor.
good doctor. I can't say I've heard of you.
This is fine. I'm more of a doctor that tends to fix people's personal issues that they choose not to speak of. When they have an itch that needs scratching, I tend to provide them with a solution and an individual that shall help them relieve such frustrations.
I did something very similar, except the itches that I helped people scratch were more chemical in nature.
Sounds like we could be considered colleagues in this sort of field.
Yes, indeed. And you said you might be able to distill something down here.
With a little effort, yes, I do believe so. My friend Alstus here is quite talented in the things that he does. He tends to avoid doing things that he is incapable of doing to give the appearance that he is excellent at everything. It's a very clever ruse.
Well, that's true, sir.
I like this. Perhaps you will stay with me. Make yourselves comfortable, if you will. And as you look around, and he kind of gestures to nothing because there's nowhere to make yourself comfortable in the immediate surroundings. He says, we are going to work on passing out some of these rations, but perhaps you four gentlemen would like to follow me as we retire to a more recessed chamber after the distribution of these goods.
Sounds good.
All right, all right.
I am humbled by your hospitality.
Yes, thank you very much.
And you do see the men kind of take some of the rations, and there are crates and crates of these, right? But you're watching them maybe take a couple days worth of rations only and break them up before passing them out to only some of the people. Roll insight checks, whoever would like to, whoever's kind of paying attention to what's happening.
8.
Gentleman's 13.
19.
Okay. 19. Yeah, so Dokai is kind of a bit discerning, and you're watching as a couple of the men are kind of handing out the rations. At first, you're trying to figure out what they kind of use to decide who gets what, who should receive these rations, how much they should receive, and you're fairly certain they're being entirely. There is no rationale, right? They're just looking at someone, and if they don't like the look of their face at that particular moment, they'll push them to the side and not give them anything. And they do give out some of rations, and as much as this other man was making such a big show about giving all of this away, you don't see really any of that happening. They're kind of just giving out pretty much scraps here and there.
Right.
And they do so rather quickly, and then afterwards says, yes, well, perhaps then we should retire with the rest.
Yes, sir. My schedule is wide open, so I'm really anything. I'm open for anything right now. If you want to talk more about this distillation process, I'm open to that. Whatever you want to do.
Yes. And he kind of like motions to some of his men who then start picking up some of the crates and kind of like walking with it a few at a time. And like he gets up off um, the chair and kind of takes off his hat and kind of bows to the people, puts it back on, and says, "Follow me. Yes, yes, we shall go." Um, and as you're walking, you walk for a while and rather quiet. And this other gentleman speaks to some of the people carrying things, just kind of asks them some questions like, how does it look today? Was there anything besides rations in there? They actually mentioned that there is more than rations in there. Now that they're in a back hall, they're like, oh yeah, we have some fresh fruit in here.
Fresh
We have
fruit.
some pretty good stuff.
Hello.
Uh,
Yeah. Hello. Yes.
Down here.
oh, don't worry, we're going back to where we keep the good stuff.
All right.
Let me ask you, my gnomish fellow, have you ever been able to distill anything truly intoxicating while on the go?
I've dabbled.
After you see what we have, I'd love to see what kind of. We've done some things, although usually it makes the drinker go blind. So we haven't kept it so much. But yes, I would be interested to see what you'd be able to make. Maybe not using too much of the fresh ingredients, although, if they're getting a bit older, we
Well,
could
I
use.
could. I could. That's what I want to talk to you about, sir. I think I could increase your yield of the fresh ingredients if catch my drift.
Oh no, no, no! There's no need for that.
Why not?
Oh, we wouldn't have time to wait for things to grow.
Why not?
Oh, we're going to escape.
I had a feeling that we would have a mutually beneficial relationship. Now, let's just cut to the chase. What is it that you need from us? Because it's clear that you need something from us and we need something from you. So how can we benefit mutually from each other?
Well, I was hoping to have at least a few more people as deckhands, and you are the three healthiest souls. Although your companion here doesn't seem to be in the greatest of health.
Throw him an orange. I'll be fine. It'll be okay.
Sure. Why
I used to be a soldier. I used to be a soldier myself. I have got a little bit of experience on ships. If that's what the direction we are going with this.
Truly,
You were a
that's
soldier?
wonderful. Yes, I do believe. I do believe we should be on a ship rather quickly, actually. Within within a week.
I didn't think I'd be on a ship again. I used to be on a ship. I used to be in the fleet. I used to be a soldier way to the south. Land of tieflings. Land of tieflings. Decided to leave. Ended up on a boat again. See how these things happen?
Very interesting indeed. So, how are you all in a fight?
I hold my own. I'm a former soldier after all.
Pretty good.
You are a soldier turned into a doctor. That's interesting.
And I'm assuming, with your stated business back on the surface, you would not be terribly. How do I say this? Terribly interested in following the letter of the law to a T? Yes?
I'll do what I can to keep myself alive and those important to me.
Wonderful.
What if I can? So let's do it.
Yes, I've always, and you're just all walking as you go. And at this point, you actually realize you're starting to descend a little bit. So you are getting deeper into the earth a bit here.
If I was to follow the law to the T, I wouldn't be trying to escape from prison now, would I?
Ah, yes. You probably wouldn't have been thrown in here,
Possibly
truthfully.
not.
Um, so, yes. So I am the word that they used when they threw me in here. I like to think of myself as a liberator of goods. They called me a pirate. But I'm so much more than that. I'm also a drug smuggler. Although I've been out of practice for a while. Now, I do seem to have some friends that have been able to get word in here. Um, One of my acquaintances was able to get himself apprehended in such a way that he was neither killed nor let go. So into my lap he fell. And my ship will be ready for us to board on the day of the festival, the feast of, what is it called? That thing that happens in this
That's
god awful city.
the sixth, the other six.
Ah,
Yeah.
the six, yes, the six whatevers. Um, so
Six
it
assholes.
will the six assholes, exactly. It will be ready on that day, which I believe is a few days out. Calendar keeping is rather difficult down here, as there is no sun, and my internal clock is not what it once was. But all that said, we will be having to move rather quickly. Not enough time to plant crops, and not enough time to distill anything either. Though once we're aboard the ship, we have a bit of a journey. So,
Oh, I can make you something real quick. I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Are you planning on getting everyone out of here?
well, uh, we're almost here. Ah, yes. And as he, as you kind of like descend in it, and right before you get into this next chamber, it does descend quite a bit steeply, and you kind of step into it. And this is obviously where their main headquarters is. There are not a lot of people here. You see about 4 people kind of meandering back and forth. But there's a lot of stuff. So all in all, you would guess that between the crew that you saw and the crew that you see, looking around, there's probably about 20-ish people in it. But whereas people in the previous chamber, the ones that kind of presents to others, were brandishing, makeshift clubs out of sticks and things like that that looked menacing. Down here, you see they have real weaponry. You notice kind of thrown into a pile swords, a couple axes off to the side. You see crates of food. You see makeshift shelving that's been kind of like badly banked together with fresh fruit on it. And it's kind of, the food particularly is arranged very orderly, from like the newest to kind of the stuff on the right that probably should be thrown out already. And actually, there's a gentleman there as he's walking, and you can see he has a piece of parchment with a bit of charcoal that he has as he's like writing with it, and really categorizing everything that's coming in, as other people start putting down crates and start like they're unloading it, and he's kind of just like scratching down what they got as they went. And the other man turns to you and says, I'm sorry, I don't believe I did introduce myself. I am Captain Blanchett. So pleased to meet you.
Captain?
Yes, Captain. Are we going to get everyone out of here?
Yes, the entire crew will get out and board my ship.
What about the rest of the people?
Oh, they will probably rot in here and die.
Okay.
I mean, it's that's what this prison is here for, yes?
Captain, with respect, I have but one humble request. if you will indulge me.
What is your request?
If you exclude Murray, we had a fourth in our posse. It was a girl with some skill. I believe that she was a pickpocket or some sort of thief of pretty impressive ability. Her name was Maya, and she seems to have disappeared. So if we might have a bit of time to find her and procure her for the voyage, I do believe that she would be quite useful for this journey. Having her abilities rot away in this prison would seem like a mighty waste when they could be in your employ instead.
I wonder if he
Well,
knows her already.
Do you know where to find this individual?
I have a bit of an idea, but I cannot say for certain. What is our timetable?
Well, once we categorize this, we're going to start loading it up. I mean, it'll probably be, a day-ish or so. Or at least what I imagine a day to be down here. It has been a bit of time.
That seems like it should be a sufficient amount of time, in my opinion.
And what exactly are the skills you think that this person has?
She displays a great ability to hide her hand, to manipulate those around her, to appear to be one way and entirely a different way. She shows great skill in being what I would assume her previous life to be a rogue or someone that can spy and get in and out of a space without being detected.
Actually, that is not in any way, shape, or form useful to me.
That is
In
quite
fact,
unfortunate.
that kind of individual, I'd be worried, would pilfer some of my goods and make off with them. Oh, I don't want those kind at all. I like these kind here. The oafish, brutish kind, who will hit things and be on the front line of things. Although I do need the back service. You see my man here, and he points to the man with the charcoal that's keeping things down. I do need people that keep things orderly. I also need people, and he kind of like points towards Mr. Euphoria and Alstus, and says, and I need people that can add to my pleasure. I haven't had a bit of alcohol that was halfway decent in quite some time. And he points to Murray, and then he points to Dokai and says, and I'm not sure what you two bring to the table besides a couple more mouths to feed.
I could show you, but, well, that wouldn't be right.
Oh, I think perhaps you should. Otherwise, I don't know that I have any need for you at all.
Show me which one of these people are disposable to you.
And he points to Murray.
I turn and attack Murray. Like very
Roll
quickly.
Yeah, roll to attack. What are you attacking with?
I would
just my
like
claws.
I don't want him to. I don't want to let him attack Murray.
What are you gonna do to stop him,
God.
Alstus?
I'm gonna throw a bunch of mayonnaise on him.
God.
All right. So
I've seen this video.
Can I have Alstus and yeah? Ugh, I don't know. Can we have Alstus and Dokai roll initiative first? Let's see who acts more quickly.
11 for initiative.
All right.
You know, you pump a super soaker, where you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leap and then fly around him, squeezing.
The Tabaxi Ranger undone by mayonnaise.
So I imagine this as like, the cartoon version of what they think a bagpipe is, and you're just kind of, as the mayonnaise shoots out. But I want you to make a ranged attack at disadvantage. And you're not gonna roll for damage. You know, you're not trying to damage him, but you are trying to distract.
I guess I'll just range attack.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a dex check more or less, right? So you're gonna be adding your dex modifier.
It's gonna be a save, but it's the roll technically.
Okay.
I mean, it's just because I'm unfortunate.
So an 11. Dokai, what is your AC?
16.
Okay. That's right. You have and you still have your armor, right? Is it full plate?
Me? No, I have. I'm actually on armor technically.
Oh, okay. That's probably more uncomfortable. As much of your fur, your tabaxi fur, is kind of like splooshed, is the verb I'm going to use, with a layer of mayonnaise. However, you've already kind of turned your body, so it kind of just gets your arm and back, and it's going to be more annoying later, but you are then, I think, going to be able to get your attack off on our hombre here. So why don't you roll for your attack?
Sure. It's gonna be a natural 14. So
It's going to be a what?
natural 14. So probably a 19.
Yeah, that's going to hit this man. Roll for damage.
So I'm using my claws, my cat's claws, and I'm gonna make sure that it's non-lethal. I'm definitely not trying to kill him.
Okay.
But like I'm gonna like strike him with my palm or something.
Sure.
Six.
6. Okay. Yeah, at that, you come and you strike him right in the center of the chest, and Murray just crumples back onto the ground, just in a heap, and kind of goes into the fetal position a little bit, as he's just on the ground. And you kind of are like, what in the world has happened? As like your back of your arm, your shoulder, all the way down your flank is covered in a nice thick streak of warm mayonnaise.
I'm gonna go to Maury, see how he's doing, make a medicine check on him.
Sure, you can make that medicine check.
5.
If you would like,
He's living.
If you would like, I could do this to somebody who is armed as well.
Ah, well, your quick reflexes and ability to attack under duress certainly shows a willingness. I appreciate that. That will be very useful. I will
Captain.
give you a heads up. In order to get out, we are going to have to fight our way out a bit. Now, I have heard from some of the rival gangs that there is a way out of the prison, directly through some of the cliff walls and into the sea. Now, normally, plummeting into the middle of the sea is not very useful. However, I was able to get word out to my crew, who will have the ship waiting for us. Now, we will be dropping down onto this ship from very high up, and we are still trying to figure out a way to not die when we do that. We're also trying to really figure out a good way to get all of these goods here to that opening, and then also get them out to the ship, and not get destroyed on the way down. Not quite sure how to do that.
I can do that.
All right. Wonderful. Yes.
Yep.
My goodness, the gnomes are wonderful inventors,
problem.
aren't they?
Yep.
Well, I will have a mission for the 4, as he was about to say 3, but then also points to
Captain?
Murray, saying he's still squirming.
Captain, if I may, I do want to make one thing clear. When it comes to me, loyalty is paramount. It's the most important thing in this world. My loyalty to you is something that you should have in me, correct? The trust that you have in me that I am loyal, correct?
I mean, I have not much trust in that, really. I've met you.
Of course, of
Again, my
course,
sense of time is off, but like 20 minutes ago.
of course. But I must say to you that this girl that I was speaking to you about before, she has the loyalty to me than the loyalty I have to you. Through the transit property, she would have loyalty to you. Therefore, it would be my duty that if she was to disobey you and prove to be unreliable, I would end her life on the spot for being one that does not follow loyalty.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I talk a lot, but that's just so much. All the things you just said. Well, anyway, yes, this later today, this evening, I don't know. In several hours' time, there is meant to be, and he's like pushing back his hat and like rubbing his forehead. There is meant to be another deposit of prisoners. Now, usually, because they are dropped off in different locations, one will never know exactly when to find one. However, I did find out this one specifically is being dropped off in what I imagine to be a few hours, and I know where. Now, this is what I need. I need the three of you to go and get me that carriage. The carriage that they bring the prisoners in with. I need that to transport all of my things so we can make an exit. A couple problems with that. First of all, as you notice, they have rather many armed guards on these caravans. Also, you will have to go through a rival gang's territory to get to the location. But I'm sure it'll be fine, yes?
Yes, this will not be a problem.
Good.
What if I told you to need it?
What is it?
What if I told you you did not need that carriage?
Do you have an easier way to transport all of these things? I mean, remember, the carriage tends to come with 2 mules as well.
How much supplies you got?
As you look around, he has... So he got crates. He got probably 10 or 12 crates plus today. And he's been hoarding this, right? And he has, like... This chamber is rather full. He has weapons that kind of look old and rusty, but a decent amount of them. He's got a good amount. Mostly it's food, right? He has several crates over to the side, which you imagine are all full of rations, because there's kind of rations on the top one that's open and the rest are there. He has multiple crates of fruits, of vegetables, of all sorts of things that other gentleman is still like categorizing and as he goes too. So, I mean, he has rather close to a wagon full, probably, of goods, with probably some room for people to sit, say, on one of those wagons you were on.
Well, I'll go get it for you, but I could do it without it. Your choice.
I love the ingenuity you have. Why don't we work on getting the carriage, and you keep thinking of a way to get these goods down to the ship and ourselves without destruction or death?
How far is it?
I mean, I'm not a mathematician. Maybe 100 feet or so? I mean, I haven't actually seen this hole. I'm trying to imagine. I just heard
no problem. I got it.
Quite far above ground, sea level, yes. Good.
Can I
good.
insight check Alstus right now?
Yeah, go for it.
He's just being very brazen, so. 12.
I'm not lying.
Okay.
Sure.
Alistair's got it, man.
I got it. Yep, no problem.
Okay.
Gotcha. Got you covered 500 pounds goods.
You are tremendously resourceful, Alstus.
There is a reason that I sought his employ to begin with.
Oh,
I fix
Cosmo.
things. That's what I do.
He did this long before he came under your wing.
I know, that's why I hired him.
I
As
said,
your boss.
do feel free to grab something to eat for now. I'm sure you're famished. And we'll get a map for you to the location. You're not as familiar down here, so we'll get you drawings.
Fancy.
And he kind of walks away and kind of like leaves you to yourself. As Murray is now up, kind of like, oh, did he say we could eat?
Yes, he said we could eat.
Yeah, he said we could eat.
Yes, he said we could eat.
We should eat.
We are eating.
Okay. That was a good hit.
Yes,
kinda, like,
I'm
looks
sorry
like-
about that. Kind of.
I mean, I thought he was gonna kill me, and all I get was that hit, and now I get food, so I'm good.
Go eat a goddamn orange.
Yeah. So as you walk over, and kind of again the guy marking things down, he kind of just points to the end, like take things from that end. You know, the first in, first out system. But certainly like just lets you kind of like takes a look at what you're taking and makes a mark and just keeps doing his thing. Yeah, seeing you take an orange, Murray just kind of is like, and takes one too, and then looks around to see if anyone's going to hit him. And when they don't, he just is biting right into it like an apple. Just going for it.
Oh, that is disgusting.
This is so good. He's just going for it.
How long has it been since you've eaten something?
Well, you were all nice enough to give me mayonnaise, so it's been since then.
I was not including the condiment as food.
I mean, a real meal I haven't had since I've been in here. Usually it's just scraps of rations, whatever I can get. I never imagined this much food came down here. My God, if people knew, they'd run the place over.
And that would be why they do it. They keep the masses hungry, so that way they're not that strong.
God damn it, Eugene.
don't
Don't
fear.
even voice anymore. He's gone.
Oh,
Jeez.
he's gone? God, finally, Jesus Christ. Ugh. So, this guy keeps everybody hungry, so that way they stay in line. That's the deal. They keep them scared, keep them hungry. They can't be strong, they can't defend themselves, they don't attack. Pack mentality.
Manchette mentioned a rival gang.
The Hatchets.
The Hatchets.
No, that's not it.
Should we be worried about this rival gang? Murray, do you know anything about them?
Oh, I don't know. At this point, he's like double fisting oranges, just eating its skin and all. And he's like, I just stay in Blanchette's territory. I don't know what's around.
Well, I guess we should go then, if we're gonna go take this carriage.
We should be careful of Blanchette. We are clearly disposable to him.
Yeah, well, I don't know. His plan does not seem the most well thought out, personally, if I judge it.
He's disposable to us, too. Think
The
of it
risk
that
of
way.
imminent death falling from a cliff onto a boat is.
No,
I mean, you might be fine, because you know cats always land on their feet and all that. You'll probably be alright, but...
I'm not worried about this, but he was not fairly distributing the food amongst everyone.
He's keeping his people strong and keeping the masses hungry and weak.
But why?
So that way they don't come in here and beat his shit in.
The masses are no issue for him. He has all the weapons he needs.
Yeah, but if you throw enough people with nothing at somebody, they'll eventually come out. They'll eventually run you over. You ever seen ants take down a squirrel? It's terrifying.
Oh, I thought I thought you were asking if I ever seen the scroll ants. Scared there for a second. No, I've not seen that one.
Is that a
All right,
scroll?
let's go.
No, but I have seen. Have you seen the scroll in Insect's Life?
There is a
I've not seen
scroll
it.
about an insect's life. Cosmo, you are full of odd things.
Listen, you see a lot of things in my line of work. People come in trying to pay with scrolls, and you go, "That's stupid," and then you look at it like, "Oh, all right, you're all right." Go ahead.
Well, remind me to tell you sometime the story about how he became Mr. Euphoria.
I thought that's what's his name.
You think that there's really a family named Euphoria?
I don't know. Your name is Eugene Cosmo Euphoria. I thought.
Yeah, that's my real name. Sure thing.
What is your real name then?
Another time.
Yeah, I was doing a hint so we could call back to it later. I was going to say it right now. Damn it. Building up to it.
All right, after a little while,
Three episodes of build up.
after a little while, and you've had something to eat, and you know the people that were bringing crates kind of left to go get more and bring them back. The other gentleman comes over to you, the one that's been marking things down, and he is a half elf, rather, again, clothes that probably were more fine but are now kind of dirtied and sweat stained with age. His hands are totally blackened with the charcoal that he's writing with. As he looks you over and says, "Yes, you are all going to retrieve the carriage, yes?"
Yes, sir.
That is what Blanchett asked us to do.
"I was instructed to give you this," and he hands over just a piece of parchment that's yellow with scrawling on it. Now it's again done in charcoal. It's kind of blurred at the edges, a bit hard. But looking at it, he says, "This is the main chamber, not the one we are currently in. The one where he passes out the food to the others. If you start there, you should be able to follow it just fine to the location where the carriage should be. Now, we don't have a precise time it is going to be there. Probably fairly soon. Time is one of the more difficult things to get down when we're here. But that should help you. Will you be requiring weapons, or did you bring your own?"
I usually use a large club when I'm in battle. Large club with spikes on it. Called it's called the Tetsubo. So I'm pretty sure you guys don't have one of those around here, but maybe something similar. If you ever heard of it.
I mean, you could take a plank of wood and put some nails through it like they do for show, or you could take something with a real blade.
Yeah, I'll take the blade, I guess.
Well, just let me know what you're taking so I can mark it down before you go. If you all die out there, I want to know, what equipment we're down.
I'll take a. I never really want to use one of these again, but I'll take a long sword.
Okay. Yeah, and they're things they're old, they're a bit worn, they're in decent repair. You probably spend some time sharpening them. Before you go, just taking a look at it, because they're not kept up that well, but not terribly large amount of time to make them usable.
I'll take some rotten fruit.
You just take some rotten fruit. Yeah, he says, oh, well, that has to go. Say again?
And glassware.
No glassware.
You have any casks, flagons?
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, there's definitely some. Mostly the stuff down here is less breakable. Like canteens, metal bowls. Um, so
Yeah,
you can definitely find like a metal mug or something.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I would grab a short sword if there's one available.
Yep. Short sword, long sword, and rotten fruit.
Sounds good. All
Cool.
right. Well, we're off. So have a good one. And tell Blanchett we're back with his cart. I assume you want mules as well.
Yes, that was what I was about to say. Without the mules, you'll all have quite a bit of pulling to do. I think the mules are rather necessary.
Sir, if you take me as a puller over any one of the other guys, you got a serious problem on your hands, bud. All right, I'll get you those mules.
Oh, all right. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you.
I'll walk away.
Ooh. And while we transition to the next scene, I will say thanks for the follow at the Man Cannon 18. Always appreciate those follows. Thanks, man. Yeah. So anything I do want to give you guys a sec. Is there anything else you wanted to do to kind of prepare before you head out?
Are there any shields?
Yeah. Yep. They would have shields.
All right, I'll take a shield as well.
Yep. Go for it. Take
So
that +2,
just
dude.
sword and shield.
Yeah, and they let you take them.
Okay.
One of the other kind of like grunt dudes that's carrying the crates, like as you're getting ready to leave, actually stops and says, "Listen, you don't want to let everyone else know we have steel down here until you're far enough away from our chambers. Could you keep all of that concealed? Even if you just wrap it in some cloth or something. We try to make them think that, we're just working with pieces of wood to hit things with. We don't want them to know we have all this, you know?"
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. And
Yeah,
kind
I'll
of
conceal the rotten fruit too as well, just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, certainly. That would look like quite a meal to some of the people you saw earlier.
I have a small pack that I would put the short sword in.
Oh, do they have a net?
So not
I imagine what they bring when they descend the crates. Like sometimes they come
Yeah.
with like a net of rope.
It's kind of more like a burlap sack kind of deal.
Okay.
I would say it's something you could maybe use as a net at disadvantage. Like kind of like.
I picked a net to begin with, and I was kind of hyped to use a net, and now it's it. So.
It's right there next to that trident. There, Mischief. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You got it right there.
Yeah. Hey, if you're really into using a net, I'm into it. I bet if you end up getting onto this boat, there'll be a net on there.
All right, great. Let's just do that.
Well, let's not tarry any longer. Let's not waste any more time. We got a mission to accomplish here from Mr. Blanchett. Captain Blanchett, I'm sorry. Let me see that map.
Yeah, and you're able to follow the map. It's rather well done for a charcoal drawing that's kind of blurring, and you're trying to keep it as flat as you can and not roll it up so it doesn't smudge even more or anything. So you kind of follow your way up back to the level, back to that main chamber, and the people have.
I'm rolling. Oh, sorry. I was trying to get rid of this. I was rolling.
Okay. I was about to say you're rolling a lot of M747DBX. I don't know what that is, but man, your rolls aren't that good. So yeah, you make yourself way back up to that chamber. There's none of the group of people that were there earlier. They seem to have dispersed at this point. But and as you continue walking, you do notice some of Blanchette's men kind of marching up and down, probably making sure that people stay dispersed and aren't there. And you are able to follow the map, although as far as how long it takes you to do that, I'm gonna have you roll a survival check. So if Alstus, if you're the one kind of leading the group, you can roll survival at advantage because you have a map.
8.
Wow.
Double 8s to infinity, man. Okay. It takes you a little while. Again, as good as you can without like ink and a quill. It's good to have the map, but it takes you a while to kind of find the trajectory. And as you're meandering, you go down the wrong thing. You're like, oh no, I thought that was a smudge. That was actually a tunnel. So you go back down to the other one. And you believe at that point you're at the point that is marked on the map as it just says the edge of our territory. And you kind of give everyone else a heads up that you are now heading into the last bit of stretch here, right? The last bit before you get to your destination, but you are in fact in whatever this other gang's territory is. Is there anything that you all want to do differently at that point?
Arriving near the rival gang's territory.
Yeah, so you're just now passing into the rival gang's territory, and there's a bit more to go. Probably another, based on what you've been doing, 10 minutes ish of travel or so.
I'm going to kind of hunch myself over. I'm going to put my hand on Alstus's shoulder, like I'm an old man that can barely see, because I am an older gentleman. So I'm going to kind of walk with my other hand, kind of reaching out like this as I walk.
Okay. And everyone else, you're just kind of walking along, doing your thing.
I'm gonna go ahead.
No, you please.
I was gonna say I'm gonna kind of hang back a little, try to be stealthy, almost like let them be seen first before me.
Okay.
I'm gonna fiddle with my quill and ink a little bit, my tools, and then I'm gonna do something, and I'm then gonna put them in a pack real quick.
Okay. If you want to send me a message or something, let me know what you're doing.
I'm using I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm using my so many freaking abilities. Oh. All right. Yeah, I'm doing.
You're level 2.
Listen, I'm working on something, and I'm gonna cast. Well, not cast exactly, but I'm gonna improve it to be able to create light, bright light within 5-foot radius, and dim light within another 5-foot radius. And I'm gonna keep that in my bag right now.
Is that a skill you have?
Yes.
Like what are you mechanic wise? What are you using to do that?
Magical tinkering.
Okay, so especially doing it on the go and trying to do it quickly, why don't you roll for that for me? I would imagine. I mean, I don't know if magical tinkering has a certain skill. I would assume Arcana.
I can just do it as an action, but
oh, it's only an action. Yeah, never mind.
yeah, it takes an action, and then I
okay,
can
there we go.
have that, and just keep them in pack for now.
All right, perfect. And it's not depletable. It's not like X times per day, right? as I'm looking at
No,
this?
I can give it to as many objects as I want up to my intelligence modifier, whatever the hell that means, and it lasts indefinitely until I do it on another one that is past that limit.
Yeah. Okay.
In which case, the oldest one ceases to function.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Good to go. Perfect. Um. So what class are you, or what is this?
Oh, sir, I'm an artificer, and that is
Artificer. Okay.
an ability that some charlatans would refer to as magic, but I am a man of science, and thus that is a scientific creation of my own. A black body emitting radiation upon the visible light spectrum as photons, roughly in the 500 to 640 nanometer range. That's about what I'm doing. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that in my pack, and we'll see what happens.
Cool. Cool stuff. I'm less familiar with Artificer. That's why. Um, we almost had an Artificer, but then we had a Mystic instead. So.
That's right.
It was not an official version of the class.
Yeah. All right.
We do not recognize that version.
As you are going, I did roll, and nothing costs you. You do pass a few different individuals. Again, people that, much like the other people you've seen, really seeing you all together, 4 people are just turning away and trying to stay away from you. And you pass by without any incident whatsoever. And you arrive then at the intersection. It is another one of those dome, hole in the ceiling kind of chambers, like the other ones. Well, the one you have seen and the other one that seemed to have been half destroyed, that is now being used as a pseudo antechamber of Blanchette's operations. And there are, several offshoots of here, but you are fairly confident that this is the room that you were looking for. This was your destination. And you have arrived. At this point, it took you a little while to get here. You did some meandering before you arrived. And again, you don't have a great idea of when this cart is going to pull up, but you do have a decent idea of what it's going to look like, since you guys were on one just a day or so ago, and you're such good, meticulous, note-taking D&D players that you know exactly what's going to be on this cart.
That's right, I do. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit from above. I'm going to take out my rope, my improved rope, and it's going to uncoil about from my waist, and I'm going to command it to rise into the ceiling and attach itself there.
Is this is the 50-foot hempen?
This, sir, is the best goddamn rope you've ever seen in your friggin' life.
Oh, good.
Let me pull it up on here. Let me pull it up. And that's what that thing does, and I can command it to not to give us advantage on climbing that. So we're going to dangle, if you will, above the entry point for this car, and then we're going to drop down on it.
Okay. Does it need to have something to hold on to?
It does. I can speak the command word, and I can have it attached to fasten it to an object.
All right. There's not really an object to...
Stalactite.
Say again?
Perhaps. Some kind of rocky outcropping from the ceiling, perhaps, or...
It's carved stone. It's unevenly carved, which is why, when Dokai was trying to climb up the wall, he was able to get up it, though it's fairly difficult to do because, it's uneven stone, but it's not like there's not too much that it could hold on to, and just kind of like this uneven stone ceiling or surface. Although you could possibly make something, a divot or something that it could hook onto. You know what I mean? But just looking, roll just a perception check, I guess, as you're kind of looking up. And at this point, you're in dark, right? No light source, or are you letting that light source you had show?
Well, that's an interesting question you
Yeah,
raise.
I'm thinking
Oh,
more for your friends without dark vision. You know.
I believe we all have dark vision, sir. But I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see where the entryway is to this cavern, if I can, and where I know that where I think the cart would pass through, and then I'm going to uh, create, if I could, some kind of tripwire with a rope.
Sure. There are a total of 6 entrances to this. Um, 6 entrances to here. So you're not entirely sure which one that the cart would be entering from, but if you want to roll an investigation check, you can look around to try to gain some sort of idea.
All right, I'll do that then.
Yeah,
Yes.
because these chambers are like like almost spider webbed out.
8.
An 8.
It's unlucky.
Yeah. Okay. So, in the chamber you were from, you know that the direction you came, the tunnel you came from was a bit wider than um than the others. Here, unfortunately, a few of the chamber entrances are large enough to have this big covered wagon come through. Um, but I would say, even with that roll, it's one of three. Instead of one of six, you're like, well, it probably couldn't come down these few, so it probably wouldn't have come down the one we came down. It probably wouldn't come down these other two. They're a bit smaller. So it's one of three of the other tunnels could
How
possibly
how,
be
uh,
there.
how far apart are they?
Two of them are like pretty close, right next to each other, and one is like um, has another tunnel between. As they're more or less evenly spaced around the circle.
All right, I'm going to set the rope between these two, and the third
Okay.
one will be uncovered. So we can
Okay.
ambush that one.
And what does the tripwire do? Does it just alert you?
I'm going to basically be holding one side of it, and when something passes through it, I'm going to command it to fasten itself to it. Hopefully, it's caught in a spoke on a wheel and maybe trip up those mules. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, won't we?
Sure. Okay. Man, you got cool rope, dude.
Thank you. We're proud of it.
Okay, so you set it up on one side. You're holding it around the other side, ready to go. Perfect.
I will know if they pass through one of these two. If you guys want to check out the other one.
I'll go take a look.
Okay. So are you guys just kind of staked out? And I will say, not everyone with you has dark vision because Murray is blind as a damn bat, standing among you guys like, whatever you want me
No,
to.
you have a weapon on you or anything?
Yeah, I took this, and he is holding up a morning star.
All right, Mari.
Kind of spikes at the end of it. He's like, "This looked like it could do some damage."
I'm gonna take out my inkwell, and I'm gonna hand it to him, and it's gonna shine bright light. And I'm gonna say, Maury, when you hold that, you're gonna make yourself a target, so be careful with it. But you will be able to see with that.
Right. Good. Yeah. Thank you.
And if you need to just smash in somebody's face and blind them, that'll also work.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got this.
I know you do, Maury. I have faith in you.
Okay.
Do
I
well.
don't have-
Do a good job.
I don't have any faith in you, Murray.
Yeah, well, why don't you lick the mayo out of your fur? Maury's good. He's got it.
You're an asshole for that.
You're an asshole too. Nice to meet you. All right, let's go. We're gonna fucking ambush these pricks. Listen, we'll smash through, free the prisoners out of the cart, take them both sides.
All right. Here is what I want. I want Alstus to roll a d4. If it's a 4, we're going to ignore it, and you don't want a 1. Put it that way.
3.
3. Okay. All right. So what that means is the cart's going to come down one of the things that you've got your tripwire on. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
And after a while, you do hear. So this car announces itself in many ways, and especially knowing it's coming, it is almost impossible to miss, right? Because first you see the not terribly bright light, but being the only light source, it seems immensely bright, of the torches that are on this cart, illuminating the front of this cavern. And I think with that, because you do have a bit of a heads up, right? You're able to kind of like, oh, it's coming down that one. So you kind of like walk the rope out a little bit, so you're like right next to the front of that, and you're like, okay, good, I'm good to go. You also hear the clopping of hooves as it's moving, and the clattering of the armor of the guards as we're there. So as we begin to start, there's this cavern there. You have a decent idea. You don't have a huge amount of time now to like prep something, but you can kind of get yourselves in position. So right now I know Alstus is right by the side of this, holding his rope ready to go. Dokai and Mr. Euphoria, what are you guys doing?
I would probably try to slide up against the wall, like really, like crouch down, kind of make myself very small.
Sure, like around the entrance of this cavern?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. On the same side or the opposite side of Alstus?
I would probably want to be close to him,
Sure.
just in case.
Yep. Okay. And Mr. Euphoria, what are you doing? And I'll say you will be able to, you don't have a huge amount of time to get him ready. But if you kind of point, Murray will go kind of where you point.
I'm sort of going to go also against the wall, sort of. But I'm going to stay as close to Alstus as I feel like I can in case.
I'm gonna stop Mario. I'm gonna say, you kill the cart driver.
Yeah.
Car driver. What car driver?
All right. So you're all fairly close together then, which is fine.
All right. I'll tell you. Before we start all this, I'll tell you how I became Mr. Euphoria. Listen, when he was just a boy, he was coming home from play, and this goddamn dirty son of a bitch, Josiah Chill, shot his mama and papa with a hand crossbow. And ever since that day on, he swore that he would defend the weak and protect them, and he became Mr. Euphoria.
All right, and at that point, the guards have already come and gone. No, all right. Why don't I have everyone roll initiative now? And obviously, you guys are there. You're prepped. You're going to get a surprise round on them.
That's a 19 for me.
Did you get my initial? It's an 8 for me. Not good.
It's a 9 for me. Do I get 2 attacks at level 2 or no?
1 attack's on.
Rip.
You might
Probably not.
at level 2. It'll say it.
All right. You said 19, Dokai?
Yes.
All right. And then... you are going to get a surprise round on these guys. For all The chat haters, yes, I realize 5e does not really have a surprise round, but effectively it does, so we're just going with it.
It would be stupid for us not to.
Well, technically it's not a surprise round. It's just a round where they have surprise, but I don't know.
They're unaware.
Right. Okay. So, with that, I'm going to assume, though correct me if I'm wrong, that Alstus, you are going to want to activate this rope thingy.
As a bonus action, I'll command the rope to fasten itself through the second axle of the cart and fasten securely to it.
So, okay. If you're holding it up and around, it would hit the mule's legs first. Are you kind of like leaving it slack until they enter a little bit and then pulling it up to try to get the axle?
I can command the rope on its own, so what I would like to do is to command it to let the mules pass and then wind itself and attach itself to the axle to prevent the wheels from turning.
Okay. And that's going to be your action, right?
That's my bonus action.
Okay.
The rope climbing. I can command it as a bonus action.
All right. Okay, so at that, you see the mules come, and then as the drivers enter, with 2 guards flanking and others coming from behind, all of a sudden, the mules try to pull, but the wagon kind of like comes and like skids a little bit because of its wasn't going fast, but still had that bit of momentum as it goes. And at that, everyone's kind of like, what is happening? So what do the lot of you do?
I would have grabbed my short sword right as they were kind of coming down the hall.
Yep.
And I will run at the first guard that comes first guard that is closest to me.
Sure. So this guard here is holding a halberd. You can go ahead and attack him then.
Okay, I would try and look for like maybe a spot between the armor or something I can try and attack him. That's a 21 to hit.
21 will definitely hit. So go ahead and roll for damage.
That's 5 damage.
5 points of damage. Okay, so let me... All right, so that's 5 points of damage. Sorry, there's a good... If we remember when we were on our way down, there's a good amount of guards here, so I'm just making sure I mark down all of them, the weapons they have, who they are, and we're good to go. Okay, so yeah, you jump out with your sword and catch this guy entirely unaware. Did you take advantage at this? Because they are surprised, so you have advantage on the attack.
I didn't.
Okay, roll again just in case you get the 20.
It's much worse.
Okay. Yeah, all you're going for really was if you got the nat 20 at that point.
Yeah, I would take a bonus action.
Yeah, as you go and you quickly swipe into the sword and he kind of like yells out. Everyone else is kind of like jumping on edge at this point, knowing something is going on. What's your bonus action?
My bonus action will be flurry of blows.
Oh.
So I will use a key point.
Okay, yeah, go for it. And you can roll to attack. I was this far away from just saying, yeah, blow him. Caught myself, but then still felt that I should share that with everybody.
Yeah, you blow that guard.
Yeah, blow him.
That's a 16 to hit on the first one.
16 hits.
And a 9 to hit on the second one.
9 will not. So as you're hitting, the first one, after you slash him, the first hit goes right under his armor and gets a kidney shot. The second one, though, kind of bangs against the metal. But roll damage on that first hit for me.
4.
4 points of damage. All right, yeah. He actually looks rather rough. at this point, as you kind of like hit him these couple times. You again rolled advantage with those attacks as well.
No, sorry. Well, the second attack would have hit, but I did not get a 20. So.
Okay, yeah. So roll for that roll damage for that second attack then.
That's another 4 points of damage.
With that, he's actually going to kind of bend over and crumple over and kind of like tries to use his halberd to push himself back up, but actually falls onto the ground. The halberd, skipping a couple beats and falling over a head. Action, bonus action, probably a little bit of movement. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, that's it.
All right. After that, Eric and Mike. Technically, Eric is next, but Mike's already kind of gone with his bonus action. I don't know. What are you guys doing with the surprise round?
I'm gonna take a step forward and take a big swing at whatever guard is closest to me.
Okay. So you have a couple options.
Okay.
This was the closest guy on the ground, so you can attack the guy with the crossbow that's in like the passenger seat. Or you can step further into the tunnel and attack like the next guard.
So there's a crossbow guy on the directly close
On
to
the
me, right?
wagon. Yeah, sitting right next to the driver, there's a guy with a crossbow.
Perfect.
Okay. Go for him.
He has no idea. This is why I roll terribly. This is at advantage or no?
Yep. All attacks this round are at advantage.
Only a 13.
13?
Yes.
13 is not going to hit. At that, you go and you reach up, and it not being a net, and you not being as familiar with a longsword, you kind of hit him and he kind of like backs up, and it kind of sticks for a second in the wood of the cart as you pull it down and kind of rake some of the wood away, splinters flying. So that is your action. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's all I got, I guess.
All right. Are you going to stay there?
Is the I just want to make sure the +5 is already added, right? I don't need to do any. I don't. This is not an 18, right?
No. It's already. You can see at the
Okay.
bottom. It says longsword and it has the +5 in parentheses.
Okay, just making
it-
sure that we don't have to like go back or something stupid.
No, it'd be good.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I don't really have any cool bonus actions, so.
Alstus, you've used your bonus action. What else would you like to do?
Yes, sir. What will I do? All right. Let's see. I'm going to take aim at the ones at the top of the cart, if I can.
Yeah, the one closest to you is the guy with the crossbow, not the driver. Is that the one that you're going to attack?
I'm actually going to attack both of them if they're within 5 feet of each other.
They are certainly. And yeah, why wouldn't you just attack both? Go for it, man. What are we going to do?
So I'm gonna grab a vial out of my coat. And I'm gonna spit on it. I'm gonna chuck it, and it's gonna tumble end over end at them. And when it lands, it's gonna poof into a puff of smoke.
Okay.
And I am going to I'm going to use my acid splash.
You almost said cast.
No, I did
On
not
the tip
cast
of your
it.
tongue.
I hurled the chuck the vial out.
All right, so
They
I'm
must
assuming
be
this is a
successful.
save, and a target must
Semantics.
succeed a dex save. Dex save. Okay, so
Against these fellows in their heavy armor must succeed against a dex save throw against my DC of 14.
okay, so that's gonna be the first one is gonna have an 18, nat 17 there.
Makes it.
The second one is going to get a 12.
All right. Well,
What's your DC?
14?
Okay, so one makes it and one does not. I'll say the first one was the one closest to you, so it's the crossbowman, and the second one was the driver. Just
He takes 6 points of poison damage.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely, like the first one kind of like ducks under, and the driver you can see kind of like turns as he goes, and this vial kind of smashes right off of his forehead, and as this like puff of noxious gas comes out, he's got violently coughing.
Your turn, Murray. Let's go. Fuck him up.
Yeah, he has a Morning Star, and he is going to, man, Murray. Okay.
Flail wildly.
Murray got a meal. I'll give him a +2. I was gonna have it just be a straight roll, but
The orange buff.
it's still only gonna be a 9. So he kind of runs forward, to go after, again, the crossbowman, the guy now closest with the other guy with the halberd on the ground, and he raises this, and then one of the mules, pissed that he's been stopped like this, kicks out, and Murray just kind of jumps back to not be knocked over and probably killed by this particular mule kick. So he is not going to get the attack off. But at that, we are going to be at the top of combat. Stepping around, actually coming around the mules from the other side of the cart, is going to be a gentleman who is in, this one particular gentleman is in full plate armor. Definitely seems to be heavier, a bit more heavy duty than the other ones you had been fighting. He pulls his great sword as he comes, and just looks at the lot of you, and he is going to attack. I'm just going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go with the Twitch screen here, and I'm going to be Murray, and I'm in the 1 spot. So that's a 3. So he's going to go at Alstus.
Ah, shit.
You little shit. All right. He's going to swing right at you. What do we get? An 8. Damn, that's some shit. So he kind of swings and comes straight down, but you jump well back, and he swings wide as he kind of like rakes this thing against the ground.
I run underneath his legs.
Yeah.
No.
Man, I love playing with gnomes. We don't do enough of that, Okay, so at that, I don't know that he has a particularly great action.
I'm coming for you.
So he's at that, that's gonna kind of be the end of his thing. Seeing you run between his legs, pulling his great sword back up, just not able to slash this kind of unwieldy weapon quite quick enough to get you at this time. But he'll be ready for you next time. Don't you worry. After that, Dokai is up.
Okay, seeing him swing at Alstus, I will run up to him, and I will go at his back with my short sword.
All right, roll to attack. So which one? You're attacking the person who just attacked Alstus?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 13 to hit.
15 is not going to do it.
No, 13.
Also not, yeah. Not on his full plate. As you do, and it hits it veers right off the armor. Difficult to get at this particular individual. Anything else?
Yeah, as a bonus action, I'll use my momentum to take my left hand and come around and swing at him with a left hook.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
19.
19 will do it, yeah. Roll for damage.
7.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of hit him, and he staggers back for a second, though still, standing tall, ready to come at you. Anything else you're going to do on your turn?
Nope.
Dokai, that's it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, sorry. All right, at that point, it is the guard's turn. So, it's going to get a little crowded, y'all, because there's a decent amount of guards here. First things first, we're going to have the crossbowman sitting on the front that is closest to you. He's going to attack... Ooh! My man Murray, actually. He's going to attack my man Murray.
Do I get an attack of opportunity from that if he's firing off a weapon within my melee range?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
As a reaction. Okay.
No, he would just have disadvantage. He would have disadvantage at attacking you because you were in. Actually, Murray's in melee too. That's right, because Murray was going after him. So, he's gonna roll at disadvantage against Murray. Might save the lad. And the first one's a 9, and the second one is a 0? Oh, because I put -2, not plus. Okay, so the first one is a 13, and the second one's a 4. So at disadvantage, yeah. So he goes to kick, but the same mule kick that scared Murray actually makes him fire wicked high, and it goes veering across the way of this chamber, and he entirely misses. I like that Tony in chat suggested we don't use, just everyone goes at the same time, and it's a free-for-all. No thank you, Mr. T. Not going to happen. Okay. With that, the other gentleman with the halberd is going to step around the horses, come over to this side, and he is going to attack... that's going to be Mr. Euphoria. That's going to be... What is his modifier there? Okay.
Nope.
An 8 to hit. No, that doesn't quite do it.
Bow.
Wow. Man, I'm throwing so many guys against you, and they can't even hit. All right. At that, let me see. How many other guys do I have?
Actually, I didn't even hit my deck, so he just missed completely.
How are they going to do this? So there's also the 2 crossbowmen that are on top, right? Remember, they were on top of that cage behind the wagon. They are actually, I'm going to say, spend their turn getting down off the wagon and getting into the chamber itself, because they don't really have an angle on you. So that's pretty much what they're going to be in that motion for their turn. And then there's the driver who's going to keep trying. He doesn't understand what's happening with the wheels, so he's trying to get the cart moving still, and it's not working, which he will probably figure out next turn, but he's definitely going to spend his turn trying to do that. And then 2 other gentlemen are going to come, one coming from the other side of the cart and another one coming from the side you are, but into the chamber to come at you. And they are holding long swords. So they are going to attack. Maybe I'll hit somebody. Who knows? The first one is going to attack. Murray is taking it rough. And the second one is going to attack Dokai.
Okay.
So the first attack against Murray is going to be a 22 to hit. I'm doing that thing where I have this like complex thing and I don't know the modifiers in front of me. A longsword is a D8. Yes, a longsword is a D8.
Mark, no.
What? D8 plus.
The soul of a poet.
Oh, only +1. So that's not terrible. Roll d8 plus 1. Man, I could just get my dice thrown outside of the room. All right, so
Shit.
Murray, with his 10
Oh,
hit
no.
points, takes 9 damage from this attack. Yep, so that's... Murray is... just starts bleeding from this wound along his side as he kind of staggers back. I'm still fearful of the mule, because that will definitely kill him at this point.
Why is that doing
And the attack, this one is going to be against Dokai. 16 hit.
Just hits.
All right, here's some damage happening. 4. That's going to be a total of 4 damage to Dokai as these two swordsmen
Oh, baby.
come out. Yeah, I know. Chat is going crazy for Murray, as am I. He is holding on with 1 hit point, and God help me if that gentleman passes away. You better save him, you rat bastards. All right. At that, the guards have gone. Eric, not Eric, because that's not your name. Your name is Mr. Euphoria. And don't forget it. What are you going to do? Mr.
Stab this guy.
Mr. Euphoria. Wait. What? Why do we fall?
So we can learn to get ourselves back up. I attack.
Who are you
Bickety
attacking?
bam, baby!
Who are you attacking, Batman?
The guy from before. The guy, the crossbow dude. In the seat.
Yep, that'll definitely hit.
24. Boom. That's... Did I do that right?
Nope,
don't
you
know.
rolled
Did I,
attack
did I
again.
click?
Damage at advantage over there or something. Your damage dice in there?
I did.
Doctor?
I clicked on this. I clicked the 1d8 plus 3 slashing damage.
Try again,
Why
because
not
it still was an attack roll, not a damage roll.
All right. So how do I roll the
You
damage
can
then?
click on the damage dice in there.
I did. I did click on it. Like the long sword.
Roll 1d8 slash plus your
All right. Fine.
strength mod. I mean, what? Mara, no!
So that's gonna be 6 damage.
Okay, yeah, nice. So yeah, you get, and it's as he like shot, isn't sure what to do. He's not paying as much attention, and you come up and you get him right along the shoulder as like his arm slumps down, as he is trying desperately to reload this crossbow again. Cool. Anything else you would like to do, Monsieur Euphoria?
No, I don't really. Nope. Don't really have any cool bonus actions. So
All right.
all set.
With that, my gnomish friend, you are next.
Yes, sir. Well, all right. How many bogeys do I got over here? Let me see. What do I got here?
Okay, so right now there's a guy with a halberd, 2 guys with swords, and then the well-armored guy. Pretty close to you.
How
then
far
you have-
away are they? How far apart are they from each other?
They're grouped rather close together, because you all were close together, so that kind of made all these melee guys close together.
All right, good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull a vial out of my coat, and I'm gonna look at it. It's gonna be the bright green. I'm gonna no, not right now. I'm gonna pull another vial out, and I'm gonna like, yeah, this is the one. And I'm gonna smash it on the ground in the middle of all those guys, and it's gonna explode, and it's gonna be grease everywhere. It's real slippery up in here.
All right, I will also say then, you'll be able to get the melee people in on that, but you're also going to get all of your companions, right? Because they're all kind of in a mess of combat right now.
What I want to go for is primarily the 2 crossbowmen and the cart.
Okay. So you can kind of yeah, the 2 crossbowmen, they didn't shoot, right? They kind of climbed down on the other side of the carriage, so they'd have it between you and them, and they're making their way into the chamber to have a good angle on you. So if you toss it kind of over the cart, I think you'd be able to get where they are, and then like the cart itself and like where the mules are, and make that area super slippery. Sure.
And then I'm going to move the. I'm going to command the rope as bonus action,
Okay.
and I'm going to command it to move and fasten itself around the ankle of the big fucker who's next to me.
Okay. Does he have to make a save on that?
I do not know. I don't think so. I think it just happens. But
Well, that doesn't sound like.
it is. It says. I can tell the rope to fasten itself securely to an object or to unfasten itself, to knot or unknot itself, or to coil for itself for carrying. So I could say an object being his blade, and I could fasten it around it.
Well, it's not an inert object, so I'm going to say he gets a save on this. Right? Because it's not like a stationary. If you were trying to do it to the wagon, that's one thing. To do it to like a combatant, I think is not the intent of the way it's written.
Sure.
So I'm gonna, but I'll let you try because he's not an object, right? He in D&D terms, he's not an object. He's a creature. But I'll let you work on that anyway because I think it's cool. But I'm gonna give him a save based on your spell save DC. Sound good?
All right. Yes, that sounds great. That's fine.
Uh,
14.
and
Probably Dex or something like that.
Yeah, I was just gonna do a dex save. And that's a nat 6 plus 0, so that's not helping him in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, so he is now. So were you doing it around his leg or his blade?
My idea was to do it so he would be immobilized.
Yeah. So I think it wraps itself around like one of his calves and his legs, and it makes he's now in one spot, right? So he can't run after anyone. He's kind of stuck where he is.
Yes, sir. And then I'm going to stay where I am, actually, I think.
Perfect. Okay. Still in melee with that gentleman.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good to know. That's at that point, it's Murray's turn. Murray is going to disengage and just start running across the hall. Probably screaming a little bit. And even he drops his weapon
Morning
odd.
Star.
He holds on to it. Yeah, he drops the Morning Star as he just is like booking it using all of the orange nutrients that he got. Yeah, Murray is peacing out big time. Cool. Back to the top. It's going to be the gentleman who is now incapacitated. I think he realizes you are the one that is incapacitating him, and though he was not so able to get you last time, he's going to try again to get you, Alstus.
Yes, sir.
And that's a plus. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah. I had a feeling. Oh. Nope, so that's going to be 2d6 plus 3. It's going to be 7 points of damage.
Ah! Shit!
Holy shit.
And that's gonna be it for him. It's gonna be all of his turn. He doesn't really have a bonus action. So after that, it's gonna be Dokai. You're up.
All right, so I know I had the one guy that attacked me last time. Is there also the halberd guy that I originally attacked near me as well?
So the halberd guy you originally attacked, you took down. But there is a second halberd guy that is
okay.
there.
That's what I thought. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. But then, okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah,
So
there
I'll
were-
attack the guy who just hit me then.
In total, there's the leader, 2 halberd guys, 2 sword guys, a total of 3 crossbow guys and the driver.
Okay.
So just FYI. Right now, one of the halberd guys is down. So you said you're going to attack the second halberd guy?
whichever one had attacked me, I think it was one of the sword guys, but
I think it was.
it may
Yeah.
ha-
Yep, it
it
was.
may have
'Cause
been.
they
Okay.
hit. So you can attack one of the gentlemen with the long swords.
Okay, I'm gonna attack him with my short sword. That's a 23 to hit. Nice.
Yep. 23, buddy boy, is gonna do it. Roll for damage on that.
8 damage.
8 points of damage. Nice. Cool.
And
Anything
then,
else you want to do? As you just like
yeah, unarmed.
arm straight.
Yeah, I'll come back. Yeah, I'll come back with my left.
Go for
and
it.
I'll try to get underneath his chin and really take him down.
Absolutely.
Nice
Yeah,
upper-
and his chin
nice,
is exposed
Nice uppercut.
as he kind of jumps
Nice.
back as you retaliate from his hit. Go after him. And
It's only a 7 to hit.
7 is not going to quite do it. Unfortunately, you reach out and you get boom, the edge just glancing off his chest armor as he jumps back a bit. All right, is that going to end?
Yep.
Okay. That is Dokai. It is now the guard's turn. I'm going to go down my list. So, Halberd guy is going to attack Mr. Euphoria. And that is going to be a 4. Nat 1. I'm going to let you take an attack of opportunity against him.
Pathetic.
As he,
15.
Nice. Yeah, so in this, he's having difficulty getting his weapon unwieldy around, and you just barely do not hit him. So
Really?
as, yeah, 16 AC.
Okay.
So as you go and you hit, and it just glances off of his armor. Yeah, they got the chain shirts, and they actually no. I'm sorry, because that the book assumes they have a shield. He does not have a shield, so that will hit.
Okay, so I rolled the damage. I'm gonna stick with the damage. It's all the same
Okay.
to you.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be 6.
6. Okay. Yeah, I would say the sword guys have shields, but the guy if he has a halberd, he does not have a shield.
You would have to have like 22 strength to wield a halberd without with one hand.
you don't
That'd be
you don't
ridiculous.
use one of those one-handed. So I'm gonna nerf him a little bit with that. I mean, his weapon's better, So that's where we are. Halberd guy, sword guy. Well, the one that Dokai just attacked is going to try to retaliate against Dokai. So he is going to roll. How do I keep hitting minus? Because he didn't get a -2. But either, yeah, I didn't try to roll a D2. Let me try again. D20. That's a little better. 12 is not going to hit you.
Nope.
The other sword guy is going to go after you as well, Dokai. So the two of them are kind of ganging up on you a little bit right now.
Sure.
14 is also not going to hit you.
Nope.
Yeah, so they kind of try to team up and seeing that you have a good defense and you're quick moving, but they're just unable to land a blow. We do have now those other crossbowmen. First of all, the one on the cart still is going to also shoot at Dokai. I'm rolling for these, chat. I swear to God. And everyone here can see it. So 2 being Dokai. They're just loving him right now. And that's the melee is a plus. That's just going to be an 11 to hit. I wish they would attack someone else because the RAC is too high. And then we have the other 2 crossbowmen that have now made their way into the chamber, have a kind of good shot on anyone around.
They immediately fall prone because the grease.
Ooh, yeah, there's no save on that, right? Oil of slipperiness?
No, it's a grease that I think they do have a deck save against it to see if they fall prone, but I'll have to check on that.
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, they get a deck save against my DC, which is 14, against my science DC.
They don't have anything special for a save, right? Nope. Okay. So first one is going to be a 12, and the second one is going to be an 18.
So one of them makes it, yay.
Yeah, so one of them is running and just, whoa, slips, falls prone, splat on the ground. The other one does manage to make it into that chamber, and he is going to look around for the person he wants to shoot at, and it is going to be you, Alstus, seeing you snickering there, seeing his friend fall on the ground. He is going to shoot at you, and that's going to be
You missed.
Natural 1. Okay, so I'm not going to let you take an attack of opportunity against him because it's ranged and he's kind of far away. So what's going to happen to him? I'm going to say he has some of the oil stuck to the bottom of his shoes, and he needs to make another dex save. Otherwise, he is going to fall prone.
It's also difficult terrain around all there.
Okay, that's a 10, so I assume he doesn't make it.
No, my DC is a 14.
So at that point, he does fall prone. That just slipping off of the little bit of gunk still stuck to the bottom of his shoe, even though he made it out of the area proper. Okay. The driver pulls a dagger out of his boot, because that is all he has on him. He is going to look around, and you guys are still outnumbered, so he's feeling pretty good. And he is going to look around and look at Dokai. Dokai has the most people attacking him, so he seems to be a good target. So we are going to roll to try and hit Dokai with a dagger. It's going to be an 11. What a poo-poo round for me. All right. Nope. Yeah, so you, rather surrounded Dokai, are just dodging, duck, dive, dodging.
Thousand your door. Yeah, it's like Paper Mario style.
Yeah.
You have that dodge.
As you're being attacked, but to no avail, and that's going to be the guards.
This.
At that, Senor Euphoria, you are up.
Senor Euphoria. I will take my sword and I will stick it on his face.
Parents' death was not your fault. It was your fault.
It was that boy Josiah. Shot him with a crossbow.
So he's still, the halberd guy in front of me is still up, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, but he's been hit, but he is still up.
You're not the devil. You practice. I attack with my longsword.
All right, roll to attack.
You are in hell, and he is the devil.
No, that probably misses.
Yeah, a 9 is not going to do it.
I want to do something, so I'm gonna use action surge, and I'm going to attack him again.
Go for it, yeah.
23.
That'll definitely hit. Yeah, roll for damage on this guy.
Five. Wait, hang on. Do I? No, that's one on a 1. I get to reroll. Yeah. Yep, that's gonna be 5 damage.
Okay, that is just enough to knock him out. So with that longsword, right? So you go and you slash him. You get him right across the neck, between, right on. I guess he's not wearing a helmet, but right above the breastplate, and you just see a splash of blood shoot out as he falls to the ground. Done. No more halberd dudes. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
No, I'm all set.
Okay. At that, you are up, Alstus.
All right, and I'm gonna look at this motherfucker with a great sword. I'm gonna say, "Oh yeah, now how to taste your medicine." And I'm gonna take a melon a rotten melon out of my pack.
Yep.
And I'm gonna stick it on like right on my forearm, and I'm gonna say, like this, and a metal rod's gonna shoot out and punch it forward, so it shoots into his head. I'm casting catapult at him, and he has to make a dex save, and he's tied to the ground, or he's tied to my rope right now. So
he'll make it a disadvantage, yeah. D20.
Dun, dun, dun,
dun.
His dex is
Dun, 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 dun,
plus
dun.
0. So it's going to be a disadvantage straight D20 roll. 9.
Shit. All right. We're in business. Now I'm gonna use. What is it? How do I fucking roll this thing? All right. Let's see here. I don't want to do this. Submit. No, I didn't do it. Damn it.
Well, that tells me what catapult is. It's a wonderful
I don't. The system is not. I'm not familiar with it.
abjuration
Hold on.
spell.
Hold, please. I'm sorting out my matrices. My matrices. That's only 8 damage.
8 damage to him. Okay, this is the first time he's been hit. I thought he had been
Bludgeoning.
hit. No, I guess
I
not.
don't think.
I might have hit him before.
No.
No?
He's been on hit.
No, you were
Not
hitting
hit.
the
Oh, no.
sword guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the other sword guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So at that, it kind of staggers him for a second. He goes to stagger back, and he almost falls because the rope catches his leg for a second, but he is able to stay on his feet. Although he kind of flails a bit as he's trying to swing this greatsword around. All right. Anything else you got for us?
Shit. Well, I'm gonna take my bonus action.
Furious.
I'm gonna take my bonus action, and I am going to command the rope to remain around him to try to hold him in place
Perfect.
if I can.
Good. Yeah. Nope, you've got him. Okay. At that, Murray continues to run. And I would say at this point he's far enough away that he is probably not going to get attacked by any of the crossbowmen who I was kind of hoping would roll to attack Murray, because I love the idea of you guys fighting and then just shooting at this guy as he runs away. But it did not happen that way, because the dice said no. Back to the top of the round, it is the gentleman with the great sword's turn. And he really hates gnomes at this particular moment. He just can't stand you, Alstus.
I've been on the other side of this equation before, my friend.
And that is going to be a 10 to
No.
hit. He just can't. You just keep like scooting between his legs as he's trying to whack-a-mole this gnome.
Just looking at Alstus like, what is he doing? He's starting to believe.
He was born in the dark.
That is his turn. He should have used that other action, but he's just pissed and wants to attack you with his greatsword. So, Dokai, you're up.
I would continue attacking the guy that I attacked last time.
Go for it.
Long sword wielder. That is a 15 to hit.
15 will just miss.
Okay.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I will use patient defense.
All right. Yeah. Good stuff since you're being surrounded
Harrowed, yeah.
on all sides.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, the guard's turn is next. So,
Just saving throw.
okay, one thing at a time. Let's go down the list. The two sword guys are still after you, Dokai. So they have disadvantage, right?
Yes.
All right. So let me just copy and paste this since I'll be doing this a lot. So this is for the first guy. It's going to be a 16 and a 17. So a 16 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. So he's going to do 5 points of damage to you.
Okay.
The second one, it's going to be a 12 and a 17, so a 12 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. So one of them hits you, but you're still just in this so transfixed mental state that you're just kind of like brush that off as best you can, though you wince in the pain, and are able to dodge the next attack that comes at you. Sword. The crossbowman. The one on top The one on top, he's gonna go after you again. Same person, Dokai. Same person he shot at last time.
Okay.
He has a pretty decent vantage point up there, but you're kind of the one. So that's gonna be a 17 to hit at disadvantage.
The hell does this thing work?
That's gonna be 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Man, those damage rolls are rough.
I'm looking real rough.
Yeah, well, you're being attacked by most of them. I would say you're kind of closer to the cavern, so these other guys are gonna probably not attack you because you're rather surrounded. So they're gonna try to. The other two crossbowmen are gonna try to pick off the other people around. So the first one who does stand up, the one who slipped with the stuff on his shoe, is going to attack Alstus, try to help out his
Goddamn.
leader. D20 plus 16 hit.
That just hits. That's so bitch.
And you are going to take 7 points of damage.
Ouch.
As this kind of like grazes you in the leg, and you kind of wince, and then just one more time, just barely get out of the way of this whack-a-mole greatsword that's coming at you. And the other crossbowman is going to try and shoot Murray from a distance. He's going to do that at disadvantage.
That's gonna be hard.
Because Murray's pretty far away at this point. And this is going to be the last time that anyone's going to be able to try and attack him. Oh, no, hold on. Roll D20 plus 3. That's going to be twice, so disadvantage. 22 to hit, and let's see, is he going to... 7 to hit. All right, so the attack does, in fact, miss Murray, going wide and clinking off the side of the cavern wall. The driver... Who did the driver attack with his dagger last time? I'm going to go with Mr. Euphoria because
He can try.
he hasn't because you look. Oh, well, he went to Dokai last time. But he kind of turns around at this point and goes for Mr. Euphoria. Because you're not being assailed sufficiently. That's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And you're going to take 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so at that, all the guards have gone, and Euphoria, it is your turn to retaliate or do whatever it is you feel you would like to, because it's your turn.
So I'm going to, trying to understand the combat situation here, because you said the driver stabbed me while I was just in a hand-to-hand not hand-to-hand, but martial combat with the halberd guy, who I
Took out, yep.
last turn. So am I turning? Was he behind me?
Yeah, he's kind of off to the side, so.
Okay, so I'll turn and I'll attack the. Is the driver in the seat or is he out of the?
No, he's off the cart at this point. The only one still on the cart is that one crossbowman that was sitting next to the driver. Everyone else is on the ground.
All right, I attack him. I attack dagger.
Okay.
12.
Not gonna hit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still in armor, so he doesn't have a weapon on him, but he is.
See you on 10 minutes.
Okay. Go as quick as we can. A lot of people. Okay. At this point, 2 are down. Okay. Alstus, you are up.
I'm gonna take it a little bit, take a vial, bite the cork of it, and I'm gonna pour it down his butt crack.
What are you pouring down his butt crack now?
A vial.
All right.
Another vial. He must succeed on a save against my DC. If not, he will take damage.
What kind of save?
It is a con save.
Okay, that's not too bad. A 15?
He makes it.
Okay.
Bastard. He's not taking any damage off it.
He is not unfamiliar with foreign substances being in or around his butt crack, and he is able to shrug off the effects.
God damn. All right. I'm going to stare him down, unafraid.
All right. That's your turn?
That's all I got.
Okay. Murray hides. Back to the top of the round. The knight, though slightly possibly intrigued by your tactics, is nonetheless going to... So he's actually going to... he's going to yell out. And he says, "Now, we must take them out." And that's his turn. At that, Dokai, you're up.
All right. Gonna continue attacking the guy that I've been trying to take down.
100%. They don't have a lot of
That's
hit points, but they have a pretty decent AC.
21 to hit.
But that'll hit him, so roll for damage.
Whew. 7 damage.
Mm-hmm. With that,
Does it take him out?
hurt and like dipping and dodging around all of these attacks coming at you, you finally like see an opening, take it, and in 1 second, knock this guy on his ass. Blood pouring from his chest from an open wound you left there.
I would immediately swing
Yeah.
to the next person and just use all my momentum to try and connect with their jaw.
Yep, go for it.
That's an 11 to hit.
Unfortunately, that second attack is not going to hit.
Yeah, that's it. That's my turn.
Okay.
I still have like 2 or 3 in melee with me, right? So.
You do, and they're about to attack. And so hang on, let me just double check something. Okay. So because the leader used the leadership trait, these guards are a little bit buffed now.
Oh.
So the other swordman is going to attack you, Dokai. D20 plus... well, it's going to be a dirty 20 to hit, so...
Yep.
Seven points of damage.
I am knocked down.
Okay.
Unconscious.
Yeah, seeing his friend down, he just kicks at you, knocks you off balance for just a sec, and slashes at your back as you fall to the ground unconscious. The crossbowman on top of the cart says, "We need to get out of here," and is actually going to grab the reins, and he's going to make an animal handling check to try and get these mules to move in a direction he
Fill with that grease.
well, let's see if he can even animal handle them. And that's going to be, yeah, there's going to be a straight D20. So he can't even handle them right now, though he is trying. It's only a 7 because that's a straight roll for him. The other two crossbowmen, one of them is going to go at Alstus.
No, shit.
It's going to be a 10.
I,
The other one is going to go at... Well, he would have gone at Dokai, but Dokai is down. So I think he's actually going to spend his time looking around to make sure that there's no one else ambushing, because as one of you goes down, there's only 3 of you left. He's starting to feel kind of good about that, so he's making sure there's no one else coming to help. And the other one is still in the grease. The driver is going to attack Euphoria. Because he's been hit, but he's still up. It's going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits my armor class.
My God, he's the only one hitting, and he has the worst weapon. That's going to be 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And that ends their turn. You are up, Mr. Euphoria. Yep,
Hit him.
go for it.
I miss him.
Yep. All right. Good stuff.
High octane combat.
That's it. Mike, Alstus, you're up.
disengage.
Sure.
Engage.
Yeah.
Full speed ahead, boy. Let's get the fuck out. We're lost. Disengage action, movement, all the way.
Okay. So you and you're gonna follow in Murray's footsteps as you run.
Yeah, and I'm doing it like real comical like, but I don't mean to be. It's like this.
Like Yosemite Sam style, because that's all I can see.
I'm not trained. Bonus action.
On the rootness to
Bonus action.
gnome
Rope.
in the wild west.
Coil around me. Release him.
Okay, so you bring the rope back as you're
His
running.
weapons are too strong.
All
Too
right.
powerful.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
No, run.
All right.
GTFO.
Murray is still hiding. At that, the gentleman in charge is going to let you go as you disengaged and ran. He's going to turn around to
Well, to be fair, I was keeping the rope attached to him until I disengaged. We didn't have much of a choice. He could not move until I released his bonus action.
Yeah. So he kind of looks around, kind of surveys the scene to figure out what's going on. He is also going to try to calm the horses, because at this point, the cart itself is kind of like bucking and moving. And actually, I guess the only person that's still around there is Euphoria. So as you look, you actually notice there are people in the car, obviously, right? They are transporting prisoners, and they are kind of rocking it, and they're trying to use the momentum of what the mules are already doing as they're trying to slip in, as they're slipping in the oil, as they're trying to get up to tip it as best they can, which they may or may not be able to do. They're going to try. Actually, they should be doing that now. Maybe it'll depend on the knight's roll. So he's going to also try to calm the mules. He's going to do so at advantage because the other person was also trying to calm them. But it's just a straight roll because he has no modifier for it. So it's going to be a 16. So they're starting to calm the mules. The mules aren't even on their feet yet, right? But as crazy as they were being, he wasn't able to. So I'm also going to give the people in the cart just a straight roll to see. Yeah, okay. But even with that, the bucking of the cart, they go, and at this point they go, and the cart itself goes over on its side, upends. The person in the cart, the crossbowman, is gonna roll a dex save. 14. Okay, so he is not caught under the cart. He kind of is flung a bit of the way out, but he is just working on getting up in the chaos. the cart being extremely well made, the cage behind it does not open up, right? It doesn't like spring open to release these guys, but it is now on their side. The mules are calm. Dokai is give me a death save, Dokai.
That's a 7.
7, so 1 failure. The guards at this point, seeing that you're down, they're actually just gonna posture to Euphoria and hope that he runs away, and not attack him. So consider them trying to be intimidating to you. And it's your turn next, Euphoria. What are you going to do?
I'm going to make a quick roll of my own.
I didn't quite hear that. Sorry, man.
Give me just 1 second.
Sure.
How close is Dokai?
He's just a few feet away on the ground.
I do this.
Okay.
I put my sword in. I go to pick him. I go to pick up Dokai, and just kind of walk away.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, "You got bigger problems." Gesturing towards the cart.
Yeah. And they let you go, right? They do not want a rumble, and actually they're looking around, as was the other crossbowman before, right? Looking around to see what else was going on. At this point, you hear whisperings, because as you knew from your travel into these this prison, into these underground caverns, other people are never far away. They're always there, just off to the side in the shadows to not be seen, right? And seeing that, at this point, 3 of the guards in this caravan have been taken out, and others have been weakened. They see weakness here, this tipped over cart. They see opportunity. And as you all are making your way towards Murray Ways and safety, there are others closing in, close at hand towards these guards. And my friends, that is where we are going to pick it up next week.
All right.
Awesome, good stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So
Level 3 feels so good. God, all that experience, my
All
friend.
that level
It's
10.
It's glorious. It's true glorious.
So we did 1 session at level 1. Sometimes I will do just the 2 sessions at level 2. Yeah, let's be level 3. I'm down for that.
God.
Week 4, level 3. I'm into it. Really cool
There you go.
stuff.
I survive.
So yeah, definitely a difficult combat.
HP 10. Baby, let's go.
Oh, 10. Yup, a 10 on the 10. I see it right there for that HP. Good stuff.
God damn.
Do keep in mind though, we do have Dokai right now KO'd with 1 failed death save. So that's potentially hazardous. Yeah. Thanks, chat. They're saying awesome episode, guys. I got to agree. That was cool. So that was definitely your biggest combat so far, right?
I think it's our only
3.
combat so far.
Yes, only.
That's not true. You attacked Murray and his friend. So don't forget. Never.
That hardly.
I guess.
forget.
That's
Um,
like stepping on a...
Oh, you made your best friend. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. As we're rolling for hit points and stuff. We really appreciate it. You know, we always appreciate anyone who follows, anyone who subs. You know, at least give us that follow, because, you know, we love when you're here with us, you're chatting with us, you're watching what we're doing, and you can get those notifications so that you know that we're live twice weekly on Mondays, and then again on Thursdays right now with Out of the Light. Yeah, we'll pick it up Thursday, where we're going into some strangely mystical ruins, searching for the altar of, or the middling altar. And then next Monday, we're picking it up with this group here, as they're trying to find the means to escape this dungeon. Yeah, well, thanks very much for watching. We'll be out. Check out our website if you like our stuff. You know, we get a lot of art, a lot of that stuff up there. I'm going to be working on the layout. As I said at the beginning of the stream, we get all new hardware that we're streaming from. And we're trying to figure that out and make it work as best as possible to make, you know, your experience as viewers as awesome as it is with us as players. But have a great week. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Okay, I need to hit...